What's going on, everybody? It's Aurora YJ here, coming at you with another video. Now, this video is going to be quite interesting, considering the fact that we just got the January 2022 Forbidden and Limited list, which not only hit the meta in some different ways, but also brought back a few unexpected cards. Because of this, I don't want to leave anybody stranded in the dark if these changes change their viewpoint on the meta, and left them a little bit confused, so today I'm bringing you my top 5 best decks after the January 2022 Forbidden and Limited list. Now, before we get into the video, I want to say that this video is based on personal opinion, predictions, the opinions of others, and set releases. That being said, please don't attack me, the comment section, or any other creators based on their opinions, as it's super rude and completely unnecessary. With that out of the way though, let's go ahead and get right into the video. Number 5 on our list is going to be Virtual World. Now, Virtual World is already an incredibly solid deck, but with its 1.5 competitor Drytron being out of the way, along with Bird Up and all of its annoying bouncing for the deck is in a much better spot right now. The full release of Emergency Teleport from the list entirely is a really big consistency booster for the deck, so it won't fall as easily to dead hands. Kaliga Chi-Chi Crystal Wing is also still a pretty good board right now, especially because we are moving to a more mid-range and control format from the looks of it. With Phantom Knight at the top of its game right now, it kind of just shuts the deck off entirely. The deck also thrives in these kinds of formats due to its amazing resource potential and grinding, with things like Nyan Nyan and Chi-Chi constantly getting back your Virtual World cards. Finally, even though Desires was hit to 1, not receiving any direct hits on the Forbidden and Limited list skyrocket this deck higher than ever before, even without VFD. Even if regular Virtual World isn't your cup of tea, you can splash some Sword Soul cards in for better board breaking potential. For those reasons and more, Virtual World is going to be stealing the number 5 spot on our list. Coming in at number 4, we have Eldritch, and this is a bit of an odd one because Eldritch is currently booming in Master Duel. However, it never really did too much in the TCG. However, this deck just received one of the many blessings that Master Duel has given it that's made it so good. 3 skill drain. Seriously, Konami, you ban IO, but then you bring skill drain back to 3. What the fuck? Anyways, Eldritch has proven itself to take advantage of a thing like this given the Master Duel mixed up Forbidden and Limited list that we got there, and with less super powerful combo decks and decks that can play through a bunch of disruptions, I feel like Eldritch is going to absolutely shred the competition. I sure do love Monkey Flip Floodgates. Number 3 is quite the familiar face. Make way, ladies and gentlemen, because Aleister is normal summoning back into town. Oh no, Nadir's Servant Infusion Destiny got put to 2, this deck does not care. With no other hits to the deck in the slightest, Aleister and his posse don't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon. The deck remains stupidly consistent with multiple splashable engines that don't even need each other in hand in order to do what they do best, not to mention that while it isn't out yet, we do have to keep in mind that the branded stuff is coming relatively soon in March, which is absolutely going to blast this deck into the highest spot. Besides, the 2 extra spaces in your main deck you have now can be used for like another hand trap or more trap cards. This deck does not give a shit. I hope you're not tired of seeing Winda, Ecclesia, DPE, Mechaba, and Fleur-de-Lis because yeah, they're not going anywhere. Number 2 is another deck we're quite familiar with, and in the exact same spot as our last top 5 list, that being Tenyi Sword Soul. The hits they chose for this deck were really interesting because, yeah, everyone did predict that Arch Nemesis Protoss is going to get banned, including myself, but they also hit the deck by limiting Pot of Desires, which is a hit that nobody expected and that shocked everybody to the core. Sure, it'll be harder to make Cheng Ying 4K turn 0 and make Protoss to lock your opponent out of any attribute, but that still doesn't really stop the current end board. You can still easily power out Chi Shao, Blackout, and either Baronet or Cheng Ying with little to no issue, not to mention any hand traps or back row you might be having in your disposable. Absolutely none of the Tenyi stuff was hit either, meaning that you can still play through disruptions and floodgates with things like Vashuda to easily bounce them like butter. I don't think it's much of a surprise to anyone, but Tenyi Sword Soul is keeping its spot at number 2 on this list. Some honorable mentions before we get into our number 1 spot. The loss of the insane Bird engine in Tri-Brigade has certainly hit the deck quite significantly. However, a pure build still isn't even that bad, with the end board typically being DPE, Revolt, and Appaloosa, not to mention that with the unbanning of Lunalight Tiger, we'll probably be seeing some sort of really wacky build coming around with that, so be on a lookout for those. Sky Striker finally lost its greatest enemy in the form of Imperial Order, so outside of Anti-Spell, still running around a little bit to counter Dark Ruler and Lightning Storm, the deck can go second a lot better and not have to worry about losing the die roll as much. Pendulum got 3 Skullcrobat as expected, but unexpectedly got Astrograph Sorcerer back, which admittedly doesn't do too much without Electromite, but but it's still going to help the deck thrive regardless. Finally, the loss of Eva may have hurt Fairy Drytron, but Megalith Drytron is still as strong as ever, being able to focus less on negates and more on nuking your opponent's board on their turn, meaning it's almost just as deadly as before. One more thing before we get to the final spot is that I want to ask, if you did like this video so far, please sure to leave a like on it. It really helps a lot, and if you want to support the channel more than anything else, as well as helping me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers by May, please be sure to subscribe, because in return, you get amazing Yu-Gi-Oh! Content like this. But I won't hold off on you guys anymore. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into our #1 spot for the best deck after the January 2022 Forbidden and Limited list. Coming in at #1, we have Phantom Knights. Now, Phantom Knights have always been on the radar. I even mentioned them in my last top 5. However, they're going to be absolutely huge in this meta. Not only were they completely unscathed on the last Forbidden and Limited list, but also the introduction of the Adventurer token archetype gives the deck huge potential. Not only does it provide the deck the ability to outplay things like Nibiru and other hand traps before it even starts the combo, even if your opponent doesn't have those, that's still just a free Omni Negate. Stack this on top of 2 quick effect pops and 2 fog blades, not to mention all the follow-up, board breaking, and hand trap outplaying in the world, and you have yourself quite the crazy deck. And with that, that's gonna do it for the video. Tell me what you think about it in the comments below. Was I forgetting something? Did I have something you didn't expect? Or did you just agree with me altogether? I hope you all enjoyed my top 5 Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks post-January 2022 Forbidden and Limited list. If you did, please sure to leave a like on the video, as helps put this video and the channel into YouTube recommended. And if you really like this content and you want to see more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Content, as well as helping me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers by May, please be sure to subscribe for more awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. Plus, it's my birthday, so wink wink. But once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Aurora, signing off.